everybody.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. What's going on?
Yes. Happy Tuesday. I forgot it was Cinco de Mayo. I wish we could celebrate together, but I had tacos tonight, so that counts for something, right? Did you celebrate it?
I put taco seasoning on my food. It wasn't
okay. Hey, I mean, that's something, right?
I just forgot. I'm going to be honest. I'm so not into holidays this year. It's like there's too much going on. It doesn't feel the same. So
no, I feel my birthday's next week, and I'm obsessed with birthdays. And I'm kind of like, it's supposed to snow on my birthday. I don't know why the universe is not liking me right now, but it is what it is. There's way worse things than snow on your birthday. But welcome everyone to Beautiful Broken. For anyone who's joining for the first time, welcome. For the people who have continuously joined, thank you. We appreciate you. Beautiful Broken is a platform that was, of course, founded by Brittany Mahan, my friend right here. It's all about self-love, promoting self-love, healing, growth, and, just talking about vulnerability and just trying to make the world a better place by healing our scars and things like that. Brittany, I know that I miss you. I hope you miss me.
I do. I definitely do, dude. I definitely do. I hung out today by, I don't even know what part of Boston I was hanging out, but it was a park and it was beautiful. Everyone was walking, but they all had their masks, but I went by myself and I just sat there and I was like, I just can't. It's like you take little things for granted for sure. Definitely opening our eyes to just be grateful for the moments that we have with the ones that we love.
Yes, for sure. And, if we, like we always say every week, if we learned anything from this, it's to not take those small moments for granted. And I'm definitely excited to be able to go in stores without masks and to be able to see my grandmother and friends and be able to hug them and kiss them. Hopefully the light is going to be here sooner rather than later. But like you said, we're learning things no matter what. We're really excited about today's topic as well. I think a lot of people can relate to it. It's all about incorporating health and wellness in order to kind of find confidence in clarity. I love this topic because it just shows determination and hard work and where it can land you, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually. And I know you can relate to it.
Yeah, no, I need this conversation so badly because I was working out, right? So it's so weird. So I did this 30-day challenge, and everyone, just so you know, I have 2 days left and I'm very proud of myself.
Oh yeah, no drinking, hell yeah.
I know, thank you. And it was so weird because I don't know if anyone out there can relate to me. I hope you can, but I definitely struggle with celebrating my small accomplishments. So when I did this 30-day challenge, I started off with just no drinking. And then as I was going, I was like, all right, I want to work out also. And I'm going to work out 5 times a week. And then I'm going to do yoga. And then I'm going to meditate. And then I'm going to eat super clean. And it was I packed on 6 things and 6 lifestyle changes that I wanted to accomplish in this 30-day challenge. And I failed all of them besides the not drinking.
Well, you can take something out of that. And I love that you mentioned that because this has actually been something I've been practicing a lot of gratitude and different things the last week or so. And one of the things that I've really been honing in on is just, patting myself on the back and just congratulating myself, even if it's something small, because we so often get so stuck in the negativity. Well, we haven't accomplished where we aren't rather than what we have accomplished and, where we are in this moment. Be grateful for what you have rather than what you don't have. And it's such a cliche, but it's so easy to get stuck into that negativity, right? So I think this topic can really talk about that. I think it's also relatable because I think so often, like you said, Britt, we need to kind of set these goals in order to pat ourselves on the back. But often we set them and we're not able to have them become to fruition. And I think it's because people struggle with intention. I think people just do this to be like, yeah, I'm not drinking, I'm getting healthy, woohoo, lucky me. But you need to have intention. You need to have a reason behind it. And our guest, who we will be welcoming in a few minutes, her name is Kayla Burrell. I actually thought her name was, it says Kayla Sky because that's her middle name, Instagram handle. It confuses you a little bit. But
people try to call me Brittany Lynn. They're like, oh, what's up, Brittany Lynn? I'm like, okay, don't do that.
I feel you. But Kayla is Arbonne's regional vice president. For anyone who doesn't know what Arbonne is, she can obviously talk to you about that when we bring her in after the commercial break that we're going to have right now. But again, stay tight, stay safe. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this conversation. Again, I think it's really relatable. It's really positive. So we're going to be back with Kayla in a few minutes.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
What's good? What's up? What's happening today?
Let's do those pearly whites, man.
Yeah! The boys, check it, snap.
Stand up, do my terrorists, gon' compare us. Go!
Gosh, I'm so hungry. Do you guys want some pizza?
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Dad,
Just 1 minute, okay?
hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beautiful Broken. Thanks for joining us. It's Kylie and it's Brittany, and we are here with Kayla Burrell. I think she's muted right now, but let's unmute you so we can hear that beautiful voice of yours.
Hello. Hi, Kayla.
Hi, darling. How are you? We're so
Good.
happy to have you.
I'm glad you guys asked me to be on here. I'm a little nervous, not going to lie, and I shouldn't be because I went to school for this, but somehow it just all went out the window all of a sudden.
No, it's so funny because I've been doing this for years and I still get nervous. It's good because it means you're stepping outside your comfort zone and you're doing something you're passionate about and something you care about. So you want it to be like perfect. But we're super happy to have you here. We're really excited to talk about what we're going to be talking about tonight, all about incorporating health and wellness into your life to just help with your confidence and your self-discovery and self-love and things like that. And I think you're one of the most perfect people to talk about that with. I know we don't really know each other very well. We both went to Curry College together, but we've been in contact in the last few months because I think, you know, we have similar goals and perceptions and things like that on our mind and our body. I know Brittany is the same way. She's passionate about it as well. So if you could just tell our audience a little bit about yourself, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so it's so funny you bring up confidence because 3 years ago, I probably would never do this. I never had the confidence to do it. So my name's Kayla Burrell, and I went to school with Kylie, so like she said, and in the last couple of years, I've become super passionate about health and wellness and helping others find their confidence through health and wellness. And it's something I'm super passionate about, and I'm really excited to share with all of you guys. My life has changed drastically in just the last couple of years since I've incorporated more, healthy habits into my lifestyle, whether that be nutrition or just self-love talk and things of that nature. And it's something I definitely think everybody needs to incorporate into their daily lives.
Yes. I love that. I mean, we definitely agree, Brittany and I. That's why we're here.
100%. And I like to go right to it, Kayla. Take us back a couple of years. What was the adversity that you faced that was your breaking point?
Oh God, y'all, rough was the adversity. That's all I can say.
I feel you.
So my health and wellness journey started actually about 8 years ago. I was coming home from my junior year of college. I was so insecure, wasn't feeling good. I was your typical athlete that thought I could outwork a poor diet. I was just not taking care of myself, nutrition wise, or just the way I talked to myself. I was staying in relationships that didn't quite serve me just for validation, I guess, for myself. And I came home that summer and my mom said, Jackie, who was our neighbor at the time, she owned a gym. I really trusted her. She's doing this healthy living challenge. Do you want to do it with me? And I was like, I mean, I guess. she offered to pay for it for me. So I was like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, there's nothing to lose for me, right? So I decided to hop in with her and just like really commit to taking care of myself for that first month I was home. And I could just notice the difference almost immediately once I started to put myself first and really started to think about the things I was not only feeding my body, but feeding my mind and, how I perceived myself. And I was just a real insecure girl coming home that summer, and took that entire summer to work on myself, and in turn went into my senior year of college feeling like better than ever, more energized, just feeling good about myself, to the point where I was able to let go of a toxic relationship and, focus more time on just what was important, my friends, me, which was really important to me. I had no idea at the end of that year I was going to lose a close friend. And had I stayed in the toxic relationship, I probably wouldn't have had the, time that I had with her. And just like putting myself first just turned into like this huge spiral of good things that started to happen for me. I never thought that those good things I was seeing on social media happening for other people could ever be me. But that's because I wasn't putting in the time to take care of myself. So, that was my journey. 8 years ago, I just got introduced. And at that point in my life, I had such a bad perception of like what healthy meant. I was the typical girl that I thought being healthy just meant you were skinny, So I was like Googling dieting pills and like all these quick fixes. So then when I was first introduced to the company Arbonne, where I started my health and wellness journey, I got the results I wanted after I actually did a 30-day program, got the results I wanted, then completely forgot about it until about 3 years ago. Just kind of found myself in a similar situation and knew that I had to stop looking for instant gratification and just take care of myself, commit to it every day. And 3 years later, I've stuck to it. I'm feeling better than ever. I'm living a life that I never would have imagined. And I just have way more confidence than that girl that just was so broken, which is, beautiful broken.
I know.
No pun intended.
It's insane. And I didn't plan that. So.
No, I appreciate it, because honestly, the number one thing I do struggle with, I think I've been very open with the audience about this, is my own self-worth. And like that insecure person and then that confident person that we are is drastically different. And if you live in that insecure person, you will have a terrible life, like terrible, like from relationships to friendships to jobs. You're constantly thinking you're not good enough. You're constantly judging yourself. You're constantly comparing yourself to other people. And I love when people have that transition of being that insecure person, because we all have it inside of us, into their confident person, and kind of shut up that insecure person. How do you shut up your insecure person inside of you, Kayla?
So I'm not going to say I wake up every morning and I'm like, ooh, sunshine and unicorns. Like every day is great. It's tough, y'all. So every single morning I try and wake up, and I now have a 2-month-old baby. So I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands, but I try and make time for myself in the morning. So real important. I am a big firm believer on like positive affirmations. So not just speaking about where you're at in life now, but where you want to go, and kind of envisioning your life like you've already accomplished those great things that you want to accomplish. Talk good to yourself. Tell yourself what you're proud of yourself, and things of that nature. Self-talk is huge. So positive affirmations are huge for me every single morning. Just talking about what greatness I see in my life instead of focusing on the negative as soon as I wake up. It's real easy to focus on the negative. It is tough. Like, I thought it was so weird when somebody gave me this concept of positive affirmations. I'm like, wait, stand in the mirror and like stand in a power pose and talk to myself. And it was crazy to me that I was recording myself and I felt so uncomfortable talking nice about myself. And over time of doing it every single day, now it's become like second nature to me to talk to myself nicely and snap out of it a little bit easier when I start to have those negative beliefs start to pop into my head. It's something you have to practice. It's not something that just comes naturally, which is crazy to me. But yeah.
No, that's absolutely, I mean, I'll be vulnerable and share something with you. When I was on my journey of this, like I remember like speaking to myself in the mirror one time, and I was literally like hysterically crying, because I was like, you are lovable. Like you are lovable. You are worthy. Like you are good enough. And those are just things that like I never really believed in myself. Like I never thought I was lovable. And that's one of my biggest fears, is that like I meet somebody and then I realize that like I can't be loved. And that is like such a limiting belief that's not true. But when you're used to the negative self-talk in your head every single day for years, it becomes second nature to you.
Absolutely.
And for you, Kayla, because I know how amazing exercising is and just moving your body, because it helps your mind, it helps your body, and you need that connection in order to like have that peace of mind. Would you say, you know, incorporating that health and that wellness and making it a lifestyle for you, is that what did it for you? Or do you feel like you had to do other things to incorporate it as well? Because I feel like so often people are like, okay, I've worked out and like I feel good, but I haven't like silence these negative thoughts and demons in my head. So like, do you feel like that is all that you've been able to do, or is there more that you did as well?
So working out is definitely a big part of it, especially now that I have a baby. And even before then, it's just so important to make sure you're carving out time in your day for yourself.
Yes.
So that is something that I've absolutely done. I try and get my body moving. To be honest, since I had the baby, it's been a little difficult to do that, but I can tell a whole difference. Like once I work out, I feel stronger. I feel better. I feel like my day is better. I feel like I talk better to myself. I have better conversation with my husband when I'm starting to take care of myself. So it's definitely working out played a big part in that, and getting active each day just to kind of get out of my own head. Working out's kind of like an escape for me. But also, like I said, when I was in college, I thought that's all it was. I thought I could just work out. I worked out so I could eat what I want. And then I realized I still wasn't feeling as great as I should have felt. So another big part of like my health journey is making sure that I'm making decisions that serve me nutrition wise, taking care of my body, saying no to people, learning to say no is one of the hardest things I think ever. It gets me in situations like this where I'm really uncomfortable talking to people online. But like this is something that is getting me out of my comfort zone. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Like my journey has been taking any opportunity I can to get out of my comfort zone, learn something new, and just know that done is better than perfect. So just to stop worrying about being perfect all the time and just getting it done, whether that's waking up and making a healthier choice in the morning or getting that workout in, whether it's 20 minutes or an hour long, taking that time to do those positive affirmations. And then honestly, I've been diving real deep into personal development. So I was never a big reader. I listen to podcasts. I read now. We all have the time for it, right? We sit in the mirror, we do our makeup. Like, what do? We listen to music lyrics? Like, no, like I listen to a book.
I know.
Or
I do.
washing dishes, it's easy. It's easy to do those things. It's hard making the habit to make that transition. And it just has to be a conscious effort. Like every time when I get in the car, one of the biggest things for me when I took this journey seriously was during the week, I don't listen to music during the week. If I get in my car, I'm listening to like a personal development book or something of that nature. On the weekends, I can listen to music. I'm sure once my son's old enough to hear the radio, he's gonna be like, what the heck? Why are we listening to this? But it's just so important to me because it's so easy to fill your head with that negative self-talk and trash that you have to like make a conscious effort to be filling your mind with positivity. And if you can't do that on your own, finding those outlets that can help you do that. So that's what I've been doing, focusing on even more than fitness.
Yeah, that's what
I love that.
Yeah, Tony Robbins calls it net time, which is no extra time. So and that's exactly his reasoning. He's like, and you want to listen to music, which is beautiful. He's like, but why not educate yourself and why not learn something new that's going to benefit you in the long run? And it's actually funny because I watched this like 15-minute video today on how our brains like get addicted to feeling good. And what's happening is a lot of people are running towards addictions that are like not helping them in the long run. So whether it be music or whether it be drugs or whether it be like scrolling on social media, the dopamine in our brain is so highly intense that when it comes down to like read a book, people aren't that excited to read a book because they've been like running so high with the dopamine in their brain. I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, absolutely.
And for anyone who's listening or watching, make sure to write any comments below, questions, whatever it is that you feel or want. We'll totally write back. And Kayla, I want to ask you because I'm a big believer in, I don't think we just like wake up one day and like we don't like ourselves, or I don't think we just wake up one day and we have these negative feelings. I truly believe there's like a root to the problem, right? There's always something that's really deep inside of us, and it's making us feel the way that we feel. Was that a process for you, like kind of underlying the issue? Okay, why do I feel insecure? Where is this coming from? And then figuring out what's going to help it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think ever since I was younger, I was always like a little bit bigger than my friends. And throughout high school, there was, I was never a girl that had a lot of girlfriends just because for me, girls were mean. They bullied me. Like, there's the fat shaming and all this type of stuff in high school. And it was honestly so hard to let go of that. And I could say through college, it was the same, not the same as far as like bullies. I'd say I kind of found myself in college, but I still had those thoughts of what girls said about me when I was in high school. And just honestly, it's needing to let go of like other people's opinions and validation. And that was super hard for me because I felt like it was a constant in my life. I had like this idea of what I was supposed to look like and what I was supposed to sound like. And we all get stuck in like that game of comparison. And especially now with social media, I think it's huge, comparing our lives to other people. And I was like the worst at that. I was constantly trying to compare myself to other people, whether that be, how good they look in pictures or how happy their family looks. And honestly, that's not anything that anybody else can fix for you. It's something like within you. You need to make a conscious effort just to not compare yourself to others. And that's where that like positive self-talk comes in, because it's weird at the beginning when you're talking to yourself and saying nice things. It's like, whoa, this is weird. I don't necessarily believe this stuff. But once you continue to practice it in your day-to-day life, you really start to believe it. So it was just adapting those habits, trying to like let go of all that negative self-talk that I had based on what other people thought about me, and just throwing out what other people thought about me. One of my favorite authors now is Rachel Hollis, and she says, what other people think about you is none of your business. And for me, that was huge. Like, these people aren't getting in bed with me at night. They're not sitting down to dinner with me at night. Why do I care so much about what they think? And I think that was the biggest part for me in my transformation, was just, I don't care what other people think, because other people aren't responsible for my happiness or the health of my family. And that was huge.
Yeah, no, that is definitely something that so many people struggle and nobody talks about, right? Like they kind of just like swipe that under the rug, but it is important to bring up. So I'm glad that you just did.
And I'm glad that you brought social media up too.
It's
because
so easy to get in the rabbit hole.
I know, and I truly believe that comparison is like the root of all evil, because you don't get anything out of it. You're asking yourselves these questions and you're comparing yourself to these people that have literally nothing to do with you, and it's just It's an awful type cycle. And I think social media has unfortunately made it even worse, because we scroll, we compare. I sometimes have to delete my app if I see myself doing that.
Yeah.
But again, you have to look at it in another light, and social media has helped you, Kayla, like in the sense of advocating for yourself and your health and your wellness. How have you been able to like find that balance with social media? Because it sounds so silly, but like I think it's such a big problem for people in this generation, especially.
Oh my God, absolutely. So I will find myself down that rabbit hole sometimes of comparing people. So my business is an online business. I connect with a lot of people via social media. And honestly, just one of the things people need to remember is social media is nothing more than a highlight reel for people. You are not seeing their struggles. That girl that's posting that perfect picture and looking great in the gym, like she might be struggling with something serious up here, but you're not seeing that on social media. You just assume people's lives are perfect. So for me and my journey, I just try and be really authentic with people and hope that I can empower people by not having a perfect life and showing them the not so perfect side of things. So that you're a little bit more relatable, right? I mean, I'm in the business of helping others grow through their health or their wealth. And I can't, when people join me, they join me. They don't join the business or company that I work for. They join me. So I need to make myself relatable and make people understand that not everybody's perfect. Everybody has that negative self-thought. Everybody wants to be better and do better, but they don't know where to start. And sometimes starting is just scary. So through social media, I just try and be real raw and authentic, even if
that's our girl. That's why you're on the show.
Like babies pooped on me, like whatever. I show it all, and it's okay not to be perfect. That's what gets people like, they want to be invested in your story when they know you're being real and authentic, not the girl who has a perfect picture every day and looks like a supermodel. Because we don't all look like that.
No, and I love when the people do come across you, right? The people who are scared and don't like to be vulnerable. Like, they're like, oh, no, you can't share that with everybody. And they try to, like, give you a reason as to why you should stay in a cage and clam up and not open yourself to the world. And it's like, if I don't open myself to the world, then how are they going to see me for who I am? They're going to judge me based off my appearance, because that's what they always do. They're going to judge me based off the little clips that they've seen, instead of really seeing me for my heart and the soul that I have. and what I'm trying to just share with everybody. So it's definitely important that.
And I feel like at the end of the day, like if you know in your heart and soul, like your intentions are pure, your intentions are good, what is wrong? Like if you are like a bad person and you care that other people know you're a bad person, then okay. But if you're a good person and you know that you're posting these things and putting these out there with like good intention, then who cares what other people think? That's where I'm at in my life. Like I know my intentions are good. Like when I post things, whether it's vulnerable, whether it's not, I know my message and I'm trying to get to people. I'm trying to help them. So if other people have a problem with that, then that's their problem. That's not my problem.
Right,
and
exactly.
And that's kind of what I have to tell myself. But something that I feel like is really relatable to this conversation and something that I've been really passionate about talking to other people lately is how do you not get obsessed with self-growth and healing and being the best version of yourself? Because
please someone let me know.
because and I think so many people want to know this question, and I think it's just one of those, you have all these questions and some just you have to figure it out on your own. There's just not answers to everything. But like, how would you say not to get so in your head and think of what you haven't done rather than the things that you have done, and just appreciate the process, trusting the process rather than just obsessing over it?
Yeah, finding that balance is really tough. I'm one of those people who I'm either like all in or I'm all out. So finding that balance for me has been like huge. But honestly, it's just, you can't look at what you haven't done yet. I mean, you can't dwell on that. Like you said, you have to fall in love with the process. And that's where I think having like a big why for it comes in. Like, why are you actually doing this? What gratification are you looking for? Yeah, the intention. Like, what are you looking to get out of this? And then just knowing that you kind of have to let go of that instant gratification type of thing. And it is a work in progress. So, as opposed, or like getting into the topic of, obsessing over it, if you're one of those people who does get obsessed with things and you're like an all in or all out type of person, set aside, say, the first 30 minutes of the day, that's where you're going to focus on your personal development. And, you use those practices or whatever you read or listen to throughout the day, but just not trying to harp on it 24/7. There's literally not an answer I can give you. Everybody's a little bit different, but just finding that balance, find people that have the same mindset as you and surround yourself by those people, because you may not have your face in a book, but when you're surrounding yourself with people who have the same types of goals and passions and they believe in you and they hype you up, you don't need to constantly be telling yourself and feeding yourself that positive reinforcement, because you're going to be getting it from all around you. So it's really a process of a ton of little things that come together, and it's just making that conscious effort every single day. When you put your head down at night, like, did I do my best today? Did I make myself proud? And sometimes it's just that small effort. Maybe you're not a reader and you just start to take that 10 minutes a day and read. But I think that becoming obsessive over it can be tough, because then it might start to become harder for you down the road. You feel like your life is just constantly positive affirmations or reading these positive books or anything like that, and you feel like you have to do it every single day, and if you don't do it, you failed.
Exactly.
That's not the case.
What it really stems from is us still feeling negative about ourselves. So it's not really us being obsessed with positive personal growth. It's us being obsessed with not thinking we're ever going to be good enough.
Right. And not being there yet.
Right. So it's like, oh my God, I'm not there. I need to do more. I need to do more. I need to do more. And that's why we created Beautiful Broken. It's because we want our audience to realize that you are perfect right now. Like right now, today, however you are, you're perfect. And the only person who's saying you're not is you. And you're the only, and that's something that I like definitely struggle with. Like I want to believe that in my heart, mind, and soul. And like I feel like some days I'm like, yes, I'm a mess today and I'm just gonna love this mess that I am. And then other days I'm like, no, be better. So the balance is definitely hard, but it's definitely important.
I think that's why it's so important to like, you gotta surround yourself with people that love you and they see the positive in you, because every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're going to wake up some days and you're going to be like, I just don't even know. Like, you don't feel good about yourself. That's why you have to have those people that you surround yourself with that will fill in on those days where you're not feeling so great and remind you how great you are. It's really easy to get trapped with the negative people who, they bring out that negative side of you and pull out your self-worth. And that's the biggest thing. You need to make a conscious effort to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who do see the good in you when you can't see the good in yourself.
Oh,
Support
man.
system is everything. That's, if I've learned anything the last 3 years, I've realized that support system is everything. And a word that I've been like obsessed with the last week is intention, right? Oh, my hair looks a little crazy right now. I gotta fix that. Is intention, because for the last like 2 years, I swear to God, I've been doing these things. I've been meditating. I've been going to the gym. I've been eating good. I've been eating smoothies, literally just so I can tell myself, "Good job, Kylie. You did that." I haven't found like the why. So I've just been going in a circles of just doing these things and not seeing a whole lot of growth, because I'm just doing it because I think it will make me feel better. And now I'm at the point, and if I don't do it, I feel so bad. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what, Kylie, why are you working out today? You're working out today because it makes you feel good. You're working out because you had a bad day and you want to feel good. Why are you eating healthy right now? You're eating healthy because you don't look that great. Your skin's breaking out and you want to eat healthy because it makes you feel good. And if you don't, it's okay. I think that's another thing. It goes back to what you said.
What? I'm like amazed because I was on my yoga mat yesterday and the yoga teacher I was following, she's like, "It's now time to set our intentions." I was like, "What the hell am I supposed to say?"
Right? Like,
I don't know why I'm here. I was like, "I'm just trying to do yoga because someone said you should." Like,
exactly. So I was actually doing a Booty by Bray Band's workout. I love her. And I was literally just going through the motions. I was just doing the workout because I feel good if I do it, just so I can tell myself, "You worked out today, good job." And then all of a sudden she's like, "Why are you doing this? Feel it. Like, there must be an intention." All of a sudden I felt this intention and I'm doing it. And I just started like just crying because I knew why I was doing it, and I'm doing it so I can just like feel better. And I just, all these like moments that pass by me. I sound like a crazy person right now, but I don't care.
No, you don't. I feel
You
it.
don't.
I feel
Like,
it
that's
in my
real.
heart, in my soul. Like, I'm with
Like,
you.
and even when I'm meditating, like I used to do it just to say I meditated, but now I sit down in my cellar, I meditate, and I cry. I've let it all out and I feel it, and I'm doing it with intention. And I think if we can really hone in on anything, it's the why behind everything. It's the intent. Why are we doing it? How is it gonna make us feel? What is it gonna do for us? And at the end of the day, if you don't have that intention that day because you feel like crap, then don't do it. And it's okay.
And don't beat on yourself because you didn't do
Yeah,
it. Like, oh my goodness. The amount of times I like self-punish because I didn't eat healthy or I didn't exercise. It's just like that doesn't get you where you want to go. It doesn't move you closer to your goal. So it's very
And when you have a healthy why, it's like, if you don't have a why for doing it and you're just doing it to be like, "Oh, good job, I ate carrots today instead of grabbing the potato chips so I could post,"
Yeah.
like,
Right.
you're likely probably going to keep those habits going for the rest of the week. Like, I threw that day away, so it's just over. Like, no, if you have a big why, the next day you're just going to get back on. You're not going to lose all progress because you had one bad day. And I think that's the biggest mindset for me. Like I said, being that all in or all out person, I would like cheat on my healthy living for one night, and I'm like, "Oh, well, here goes the week. Tomorrow it's margaritas and quesadillas," and like, you just need to be able to hop back on, like, why were you doing it? What were you looking to get out of this? Because if you have a big enough why, the how is going to become irrelevant, and it's going to become natural to just keep following it. So that's the biggest piece of advice I'll have give to people is, if you fall off for a day, it's okay. If you fall off for a week, it's okay. Just get back on the wagon. Figure out why you wanted to be doing this in the first place.
It's so interesting because the 30-day challenge I did, and I'm finishing in 2 days, like I said earlier. The first 3 weeks were so easy for me. Like, I was, like I said, eating right, working out. The last week, these last 5 days have been hell. Like, I haven't had energy to do anything. It's like everything that I like kind of pushed down is now surfacing. So it was just very interesting to see how like you do fall off, and like I just have to pick back up, and today I picked it back up, but it was hard. It's never going to be easy, and I think that's why a lot of people don't take action, is because they're expecting it to be easy, and it's not.
And one of the things I have a whole team of like rock stars that I work with within Arbonne, and I tell people, I mean, why, like I said, why are you doing this? And I just lost my train of thought, but
that's the worst. Well, can you actually talk a little bit about Arbonne, Kayla? Because it's obviously what you do for work, but it's also like transcended like your life and helped you emotionally.
Yeah. So it's huge for me. So Arbonne is like, it's a network marketing company, and I joined it because I had experienced, they have a 30 days to healthy living program. I'd done that going into my senior year. I felt great about myself, totally forgot about it. And then about 3 years ago, found myself in a similar situation, just not feeling good in my own skin, no matter how much other people told me I looked good. I just didn't feel good, and decided, I'm going to hop on one of those 30-day things again. And started looking into the company and realized that Arbonne had been around for 37 years, which was kind of surprising to me because I feel like most of these network marketing companies kind of like fizzle out, after a couple of years. So the fact that Arbonne had been around for 37 years, I'm like, all right, this might be the real deal. So I kind of looked into it a little bit more at that point in time. Like Kylie said, we went to Curry together. It was a real expensive school. I was drowning in loan debt.
Honey,
Still am.
That's a call for another time.
Yeah, right.
And just decided, I need to like do something that I'm passionate about. And I was really passionate about getting healthy again. I also knew that I needed an extra income. But for a while, I just told myself, like, I'm not going to do this because I was so worried about what people were going to think of me. And I was constantly seeing people share these like fitness journeys, but never like their own personal results. So I had like this bad idea of what this was and didn't want to be one of those girls on social media. And like I said, just real nervous about what people would think about me. And then I joined and decided, I'm never going to post about this because people will just be all up in my DMs like, you are part of a scam, all this stuff. And I honestly just had to let go of that because I started to feel so good about myself. I surrounded myself. I've, like said at the beginning, I've never been a girl who has a whole lot of girlfriends. Now I have this community of like-minded people that are working on their health and wellness, and they want to bring others up with them. And that was the biggest thing for me. I wanted to empower other people to make the changes in their lives so that they could love themselves the same way I was finding my own like love within myself. So Arbonne has literally completely changed my life. I'm not one of those BS people like makes guarantees that everybody's life will look exactly like mine does, but I just dove in and just focused on myself and what I could do to better our future. I stopped focusing on the negatives and my doubts about things. I realized that my excuses could either keep being excuses that kept me exactly where I was, or they could be my reasons for running with this. And I just decided to show up for myself every single day. And over the 3 years in this business, it's just completely changed my life. One of the things that I really loved about Arbonne was they literally have a product for everybody. And I'm so passionate about health and wellness. It fit in perfectly. I was already using things like shampoo and conditioner and nutrition products, and figured, what the heck, I want to share that with other people. I want them to feel as good as I am, and I want to bring them up with me. And in turn, I have a team of girls that now they're finding their own self-confidence, and it hasn't just been about the products or the business side of things. It's been the relationship building. It's so hard to find those like-minded people. Like I said, it's so easy to get negative, but who are those people you're surrounding yourself that are going to cheer you on and bring you back up? And that's what I've found in Arbonne, is just a community of people that they don't benefit from me whatsoever, but they're like my biggest cheerleaders. And that's just amazing.
I love that. I love that. And you know why I love that? Because I feel like so often people who are struggling and they see people thriving and they see people happy, and the first thing they ask is, how did you get there? How did you heal? How did you grow? How did you be happy? And I'm a big believer, and this is because my mom, she told me this the other day. I feel like our passion or our growth, whatever it is, I feel like the universe, that whatever higher power you believe in, I think it finds us, right? Just like I feel like you did that 30 days to living, and that kind of found you, and it helped you find Arbonne, which essentially changed your life. I moved to New York because of my job. Did not think that was going to be what changed my life, but it did. Brittany went through a heartbreaking relationship breakup that she never wished happened, but that's what changed her life. And I feel like so often we're looking for these things to help us grow and to help us figure out ourselves, but we need to stop looking and just kind of let it come to us, because I doubt that when you did the 30-day to living that you thought it was going to change your entire life and perspective, and look where you are right now.
No, I was like, I am not doing that. I am not being one of those girls. Like, no.
Oh, that was so good. Like, oh my God, everything you just said, Kylie, I was like, I'm gonna start crying. Like, that was really good.
it's so true, right? But you don't think about it, and it's like, wait,
it's so true, and it's so crazy because like you can't run from it. Like when something's meant for you, you try like ducking it. Like I wanted to be a sports reporter so bad, and then the whole sport industry shut down, and now I have to do this. And I'm like, I was like, okay, I guess here we go.
But this will help you grow, right? It's part of the process. I think we're all so focused on like that end result, like even if it's from a health standpoint, like what's that end result you're looking for? And so many people forget that it's not going to be instant. You have to fall in love with the process or else you're not going to get there. It's so easy to dwell on like how far you are from there instead of realizing like, wow, I'm way closer than I was yesterday because I'm continuing to make the decisions today. And that's a huge part of like the journey is you have to fall in love with the journey and the process. There's going to be setbacks, but you have to get right back up on it. And just showing up for yourself consistently every single day in some manner is what's going to get you there. But it's not going to happen tomorrow.
No,
right. And that's
all about patience, and it always comes back to the basics. I feel like I love this conversation. I love everything about it. But we do have to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll all be back right after. So if you're listening, if you're watching, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch. You
can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision. Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent.
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Beautiful Broken. It's Kylie, Brittany, and Kayla. For anyone who's just joining us, we are talking about all the good stuff in life, self-love, incorporating health and wellness into our self-love discovery, and fun things like that. Unfortunately, we're heading towards the end. But before I let you go, Kayla, I do want to ask you a question. It's kind of like two questions in one, but you can answer it however you want. So I do want to know what makes you your highest self. And I also want to know what would your message be to someone who's struggling to find the goodness within themselves?
Okay, so number one, highest self is I really find joy in empowering others to feel good about themselves. So one of the things that I love to find is ways to add value to other people's lives. In turn, it makes me feel better about myself. It reminds me of my journey. It helps me, help people, bring them up with me, because some people just don't have it in themselves to pick themselves up when they're down. And it makes me feel way better about myself. So I feel good when I'm helping other people and focusing on it myself, showing people the real authentic me, even if I'm not having a great day, just because I know I'm going to be more relatable in that sense. And then what was the second part of that? You have to remind me. My brain.
It's okay. I knew that was going to happen. What would be your message to someone who maybe was in your shoes where you were years ago, someone who's struggling to find the good within themselves?
Stop caring about what other people think of you. Just really think about the process. Like, why do you feel this way? Are you letting other people dictate how you feel about yourself? Because if that's the case, cut it out. Like, they are not in charge of where life is going, where you're headed. Let go of what happened in the past. I think it's so easy to dwell on like negative things that happened in our past, but are we going to live our entire lives over that one instance? Guys, my life was not perfect, and it still isn't. But you got to find the good in every single day, and you just need to let go about what other people think of you. It's none of your business. move on. As long as you're doing things and making yourself proud and helping other people, forget the rest. That's what's important.
Yes. Stay true to yourself.
Let's go,
Stay true to yourself.
Kayla.
Stay confident. If I had like a slogan or a motto on my forehead, that's what it would be. Literally, stay true to yourself and stay confident. Kayla, thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a beautiful discussion, a discussion that I need, that feeds my soul. I love having these discussions with Brittany and our guests every week.
I'm like, positivity people.
Yes,
like,
need that positivity.
The negative
these
people that just want to like suck your soul. It's like, get away from me, for God's sake. I do want to say something real quick before you go, Kayla, because Bob Proctor, have you heard of him? He's a motivational speaker. He's like very well known. Basically, I watched a video today of law of polarity, and basically there's always opposites. There's good and there's bad, there's left and there's right, there's negative and there's positive. And you can never ever think one thought, like a negative thought and a positive thought at the same time. You can't think I am great and I suck at the same time. You're choosing every single time. So I think it's really important that our audience starts to pay attention to that, and also to know that every time you think a thought, you're choosing it, and which team are you going to go? You're going to go to the negative side, or you're going to go to the positive side, and the choice is always up to you.
Absolutely.
Beautiful
Love this.
on the positive side, for sure.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Hit me up anytime you need a pep talk. I got you, girl.
Love it. I give myself some pep talks all the time. Okay, awesome, Kayla. Thank you so much for joining. If you just want to like sit tight and behind the scenes, we're about to wrap things up. Brittany.
Thank you very much, everyone. I am very, very excited for next week's episode. If you know anyone who is a single parent, who was a teen mom, my cousin Doreen Silva will be joining us next week. She will be opening and being vulnerable about the struggles of being a teen mom, about how she did go through her own drug addiction, how she overcame becoming a drug addict, and now she is healthy. Her and her son have the best relationship ever. And it's just another beautiful journey that when you're at the lowest of lows, you can raise and be at the highest of highs. And it's all about what you want to put in and the effort that you want, the outcome that you want.
Absolutely. That's super beautiful and a perfect way to end Beautiful Broken. And as always, if you guys aren't following us on social media, we're on Instagram at beautifulbroken.tv. Give our Beautiful Broken Facebook page a follow. And as always, we will see you guys next Tuesday, same place, same time, but a different guest. All right. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.